Super Bowl 52, right? Coming up a week from Sunday.
I feel bad for the Eagles.
In Minnesota.
I feel bad for the Eagles, not the players, but the Eagles fans. Because not only, are you guys 5.5-point underdogs, but it seems like everybody hates you because the town that you're going to play the Super Bowl in, you just embarrassed the hell out of their team.
Now, wait a second, Jeff. I was reading this story, and it sounds like Eagles fans may not have been that nice to Vikings fans.
They weren't.
When they traveled to Philadelphia.
This is what happens in Philadelphia, okay? It's Philadelphia. Don't let that moniker
Everybody's a jerk?
Don't let the moniker of City of Brotherly Love fool you. Because when it comes to their sports teams, they are rabid, and they pull no punches about being rabid. I remember a game years ago. This is back in the 90s. It was a game between the Cowboys and the Eagles, and it was snowing in Philadelphia. And I forget who the players were, but the placeholder for the Dallas Cowboys takes the snap, and this is for a field goal to win the game for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was a chip shot field goal. When he takes the snap, one of the Philadelphia Eagles fans times it to where he throws a snowball and hits the placeholder of the ball in his hands.
Are you kidding me?
In his hands.
Are you kidding me?
As the football's coming.
That guy's a hero.
He doesn't know what to do and botching the field goal. Ended up costing the Dallas Cowboys the game.
You're telling me he threw it from the stands and hit the guy in the hands?
Yes, from the stands.
That would never happen again.
It looks far on TV, but you've been to a football game, and remember, this is when extra points weren't at the 35. This is when extra points were
not even just getting it to the middle 10. Of the field or the hash mark, but to hit the guy in the hands as the ball's coming to him.
Who knows?
I mean, that would never happen again.
Who knows? 50 people could have thrown snowballs, and one of them could have hit because it's Philadelphia.
You imagine the whole stadium threw snowballs?
Because it's Philadelphia. That could happen.
Well, I'm surprised the ref didn't do something.
Apparently,
and re-kick.
at the NFC Championship game last weekend, it got really chippy, and there was some violent incidents and run-ins in the stands between Vikings fans and Philadelphia Eagles fans. Well, now that the Eagles are coming to Minneapolis, the Vikings fans are looking to exact revenge. One of their plans is to sign up as Uber drivers, and then when they pick up Philadelphia Eagles fans, they will drop them off at the wrong places on purpose.
Uber's just got to be like, oh my God, why did we do this?
And it's not just Uber; they're also encouraging
Lyft and all the others.
This ground roots movement is also encouraging people to sign up to be Lyft drivers, and they're looking for people.
This is a great idea. Too bad somebody had a big mouth and let it get out.
That do not want. They're looking for people that do not want to make money on Uber and Lyft and don't mind getting kicked off their platforms for life, okay? And there's enough of those people in Minnesota to where it has caused this groundswell, grassroots community of people on Twitter that are tweeting about their plans to become Uber drivers or Lyft drivers and pick up Philadelphia Eagles fans and drop them off in wrong places. In fact, one Dallas Cowboys fan, because you know how the Cowboys and the Eagles don't get along.
Yeah.
One Dallas Cowboys fan said he is making the trip up from Dallas to register as an Uber driver in Minneapolis for the weekend just so he could take Eagles fans to the wrong place and drop them off.
This is fantastic.
Is this poor sportsmanship or a brilliant idea?
Oh, this is great. This isn't poor sportsmanship. This is just fans razzing fans. I mean, but they're taking it to another level.
But they're not doing it to Patriots fans.
They're not harming anyone. All they're doing is taking someone for a ride and dropping them off somewhere else, and then they can call another Uber, and they can pick them up, and if it's another Philadelphia Eagles fan, then they can take them somewhere else.
So when the Super Bowl is...
Or Minnesota fan, sorry.
When a Super Bowl is at a neutral site, you expect a 50-50 mix of fan bases, especially since both fan bases have to travel equally as far from Boston and from Philadelphia to get to Minnesota to play the game. You would expect a 50-50 split. But with locals, a lot of locals go to the Super Bowl, especially when it's in Minnesota because nothing else happens in Minnesota. A lot of locals are going to want to go to the Super Bowl. So they're going to the Super Bowl. I got to think that all those locals are rooting for the Patriots. So the split is going to be more like 60-40, 65-35 if they are hatching plans Those type of plans, sinister, evil plots to make Philadelphia Eagles fans have a miserable visit in their city.
That is just so great. I'm trying to figure out what the average temperature in Minnesota,
it's like 5
Minneapolis is right now. That's where the stadium is, right? Minneapolis?
It's not warm.
It's got to be, what, 5 degrees? I mean, it's really cold. And obviously it's a stadium, so they're inside. But to get to the stadium, if you get dropped off somewhere, I mean, that's crazy.
To give you an idea, I believe they do this thing in Minneapolis every year where they build ice sculptures downtown, and they leave the ice sculptures up, and the ice sculptures stay up for months, okay? It's just like Minneapolis is the Alaskan equivalent of the lower 48.
It's 26 degrees right now in Minneapolis at 11:30 in the morning. That's not bad. The high today is 34. The low tonight will be 8.
Nice.
And next week, let's see, next week will be 10 degrees for a high with snow and -2 on Super Bowl Sunday.
Beautiful. Nice place.
I can't wait to see what happens. Like, how do we...
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagle fans will, get hypothermia. This is going to lead to fights in
it's going to get ugly.
Minneapolis because as an Uber rider, when you have not arrived at the place that you are being told to get out of the car.
Because I always have my app open, and I'm always watching where we're going and, kind of paying attention. What's, are we getting close?
Take me to U.S. Bank Stadium, please. Going to the game.
All of a sudden, you start heading, south out of town.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm not getting out of your car.
And then punches will be thrown.
Yeah,
and
mace will be sprayed.
Mace will be sprayed, and crashes will happen. This is not a good plan by Minnesota Vikings game. This plan is about as good as the offensive plan that they had going into Philadelphia, okay? And that was to go out and score a touchdown, first ones to score a touchdown, and then let them score 38 points on you. That then come back and score 5 touchdowns and a field goal on you.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.